How's it going, everybody? It's Nostalgia God. Excuse me. And today we're doing a little just a talking stream today. I figured, everyone's done one. I want to try one myself, right? So let's just have a little chat, right? So we're gonna talk about who should join next in Multiverses. And as you see here, I have a custom artwork design that I have in my art guide make of all the Warner Bros. Properties, or not all of them, but a good amount of them to be examples. So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to go through the list of characters. We're going to talk about their significance as a Warner Bros. Character, their impact from wherever they came from, their likelihood of making it into into Multiverses, and basically just kind of give my thoughts about the characters personally. All right, so we're going to start from the top right and go down and then go left. All right. So let's start with the Powerpuff Girls. The Powerpuff Girls were a very popular Cartoon Network show, and as you know, Warner Bros. Owns Cartoon Network. They were very popular characters of the three girls who basically, were created by Professor, I forget what his name, the Professor Plutonium, or I don't know what his name was, but Chemical X, pours it in there, poured through Powerpuff Girls. They are very beloved characters from Cartoon Network. They were in that era with I think Courage, Ed, Edd n Eddy, Johnny Bravo. They were very, very popular. They didn't even get a reboot. The reboot did not do as well, but it's still beloved because it was a more aggressive, even gory at times. Not like gory, but like teeth knocking out, blood drops falling, and the devil was in it. It was a very adult Cartoon Network show in some ways, but people love the Powerpuff Girls. So I think how they would work as a fighters, they would probably either they would do it where you have one character and you swap out the other girls and you fight with them, or they could all fight as one, but it's like a trio, which would be a little harder to do in my opinion. Because they have the super fast light speed and they can punch, and I can't remember if they have laser eyes. I can't remember exactly, but I think that would be an interesting concept. Maybe they could throw each other. I don't know. I haven't watched Powerpuff Girls in a very, very long time. They could do the mayor's hall with the mayor in the background sitting and watching. And getting all feared of, has his tall assistant, but you don't show the face, just the height figure, which would be funny. Or you can have maybe Mojo Jojo's lair or something like that. That'd be a cool stage. So if I were to rate a scale of 1 to 10, personally, I think of the Powerpuff Girls' chances of making it in, I would say a 6, and here's why. Because there's already a list, in my opinion, and we'll get to them as we go down the line. There is a list of characters you can go through that are Cartoon Network owned properties that will make it in before the Powerpuff Girls, and while I still want them in, they do have a chance. I'm not saying they don't have a chance, right? I just think I basically just think that it's not great. It can happen, and if they get in, that's awesome. I do love the Powerpuff Girls, so I'd be totally fine with this pick. I like this pick, so I really want them to be in the game personally, right? So I think that's enough about the Powerpuff Girls. Let's get on to the next topic. Maybe we'll just go left and down right like this. Okay, so Austin Powers, the Austin Powers and the video games, to my knowledge, is still owned by Warner Bros. I love the Austin Power movies. I thought they were amazing. Last one was a little iffy, but the first two were fantastic. I love everything about Austin Powers. For those who don't know what Austin Powers is, it's basically a James Bond spoof with a funny agent, and Mike Myers plays Austin Powers amazingly. A spy agent with his own little weapons and gears and stuff, and he can do the cool outfits and the little jokes and stuff. There's a lot of potential here. From I think a movie that would work great. So he's a very popular, very popular Warner Bros. Property. I remember in Space Jam they did a parody of this with Sylvester the Cat being Miss Dr. Evil's cat, and they had Elmer Fudd be Mini-Me, which is hilarious. That's just comedy gold right there. Warner Bros. Well done. Fantastic work. So I really... What the heck is this music? Hold on. Okay, so I personally would really want Austin Powers in. I think that's one of those characters where you just go crazy out. You go far out and say, you know what? Let's do it. Let's just put this wacky character in and make it work. Because that would really get people to say, oh, holy shit, Austin Powers is in this game. It's amazing. Like, that's that star power. You know, a lot of people, you know, I don't know about maybe newer kids nowadays, but like adults, like me and older, know Austin Powers. We all know the Austin Power movies. They're hilarious. They're funny. They're great. They're just wonderful, right? So now, do I think they're gonna do it? This might also be a 6 as well. I'm not sure if Warner Bros. Is gonna pull that trigger because they might have other ideas in mind. Because so let's think about this, right? So after I'm done covering all of these characters you see on the screen, right? We'll do a... So if you look at the editions of Multiverses, right? There are different like packs. I bought the standard one, so I got like 15 tickets. If you buy the highest one, you get 30 character tickets. So now in my mind, what's telling me is, okay, that means at least 15 more characters are coming along the way. And we already have LeBron, so LeBron's 1, so that's 14. And Rick and Morty are coming out, which is 2 separate characters is confirmed, 2 separate characters. So that is down to 12. So 12 characters can make it still. All right. So yeah, Austin Powers about a 6, I think. I've wanted in personally, but I don't know if they're gonna do it. So that's just my personal opinion, right? Okay. Next up on the list is Neo from The Matrix. The Matrix is actually one of those movies I've never seen. Again, it was also parodied in Space Jam. But I know how important The Matrix is. It's a huge franchise for Warner Bros. It is very big. So I think Neo has a much better chance of making it in than the previous 2 mentioned. I would probably give... Neo has an amazing good moveset as well. That wouldn't be a problem, I don't think. I think I'd give Neo either... Probably 8 or 9. Probably 8. I think Neo... I'd say 8. Neo has a very, very good chance of making it. I think Neo is such a beloved character. I'd be shocked if they didn't do it. I would be shocked, honestly. Neo is one of those characters where I don't know very personally, so I can't like say, oh, I hate him or I like him, or I just know how I know of his importance. So I would have to say yes for Neo personally, in my personal opinion, right? Let me see if I can move this up. Actually, let me see if I can. What does this do? Oh, that doesn't help. Oops. Hold on. I'm trying to see if I can like lower this top part. I don't think I can. I don't think I can. Okay, yeah, no, I can't. Oh, that's fine. Okay. But yeah, so I think Neo is definitely a very, very good chance of making it in. Next up, the Wicked Witch. Now, the Wicked Witch is obviously a very, very, very old character from The Wizard of Oz, a Warner Bros. Property, which I didn't even know about. That's actually kind of funny how, because I didn't know that was a Warner Bros. Property. I can see the Wicked Witch being in here. Maybe not as much as Neo, but probably more than Austin Powers and the Powerpuff Girls. So I would give the Wicked Witch probably a 7 or a 6.5, probably. Her moves would be probably straightforward, riding her broom around, you know. Flying monkey attacks would be probably some in her arsenal. So I think that'd be a very cool idea as well. Very, very important character. I think not everybody, but a lot of people know who the Wicked Witch is, right? Because think about the new characters. We look at the roster of Multiverses, right? You have some characters like Steven Universe, Adventure Time. It's more for the kids, the Cartoon Network experience. You know, people like the Cartoon Network. And you got older cartoons like Tom and Jerry and the Looney Tunes like Bugs and Taz that the adults and other people can learn and relate to. So they have a little bit of everything in there, you know? They got Superman, Batman. Everybody knows who Superman and Batman is. You have to have them in there. Everybody knows who Wonder Woman is. You got to put Wonder Woman in there. That's like, it has a little bit of everything, right? So you have some old, I think the Wicked Witch would be a very good old adult character reference to use, I think. So as well, I do think she's not going to go as high as Neo. I do think she will be better than Austin Powers or the Powerpuff Girls. Okay, so next up is Scooby-Doo. Now, with Scooby-Doo, I'm going to give this like a 9. I'm going to give this a 9 or a 10. Probably a 9. I don't want to say 10 because not guaranteed, but I'm going to say a 9. I don't think any of these characters on the screen, to my knowledge, is guaranteed. No character is guaranteed without announcements. So the highest you go is like a 9.5 or 9.9, right? If I did say Scooby's probably a 9. Probably a 9. Because you already have Shaggy and Velma in the game. Excuse me. You already have Shaggy and Velma in the game. So basically, you just look at it and like, okay, what are Scooby's chances? You think Scooby would have been a base character, right? Well, they got Rain Dog and they got Shaggy and Velma, so I don't think Scooby's gonna be excluded. I do think they'll add Scooby. I'm almost certain they'll add Scooby. That's why I say I can't guarantee it, but I think Scooby's a very, very good choice. I don't think they're gonna add a new stage for him because they already have the Old Man Jenkins Mansion or the Haunted Mansion or whatever it's called. So I don't think they're gonna add it. Oh yeah, as far as the characters I mentioned before, the only character, I mean, I guess the Wicked Witch. They could all have their own stages. I don't know what the concept is for new characters and stages because LeBron did not get a new stage, but Rick and Morty did. So I don't know. I think maybe it's like you have to have 2 characters in one franchise a minimum. But they're, because like, well then again, I don't even think do the Looney Tunes even have a stage? No, they don't. So it's not really guaranteed anyone can get a stage. This kind of throw it in. I think everybody knows, everyone loves Rick and Morty enough to where they're like, okay, yeah, we like Rick and Morty. This is a stage we're going to have to give for Rick and Morty. We have to give them something, right? And Space Jam doesn't really have a... I mean, it's got a basketball court, but that's about it for a stage. So you can't really, like, say, oh, well, they could have done this or that. No, it's mostly just a basketball court. You could have technoed it up or something like that. But, I mean, that's about it, right? So, like, Austin Powers, if they add a character, I think it's just going to be Austin Powers, and that's it. I don't think they're going to add a stage. Neo, they could definitely add a Matrix stage. I think they would add a Matrix stage if they add Neo. Wicked Witch... I don't think they would add a stage to the Wicked Witch, personally. I don't think they would. They could. They could do like the Yellow Brick Road or whatever. They could do that, but I don't think they're going to do that. I think it's going to have the Wicked Witch. If they do have the Wicked Witch, and because the Haunted Mansion for Scooby is already in, I don't think they would add another Scooby stage. And maybe they would, but I don't think they would, personally, right? So that's just my 2 cents on that. That's my thoughts on Scooby. So like I said, a 9 out of 10, probably the highest out of anyone I just mentioned. And I think it's very, very, very likely the Scooby-Doo will be in the game. Now, I'm going to mention a character real quick that's not on this picture you see, and that is the Joker. And the reason I didn't put Joker on this thumbnail is because 2 reasons, right? 1, Joker has been very, I don't say overused, but he's been used in a lot of properties recently. He's been used in the Injustice series. He's been used in the MK vs. DC series. He was used in Mortal Kombat 11. So he's been used a lot, right? And maybe it's just me, but I feel like if Joker was going to get in, he would have already been announced. I think that's why they wanted to like push the mantle to Harley Quinn, which is why Harley Quinn is in instead of the Joker. I'm not saying the Joker can't make it because he's a very popular character, and if they want to go that route, they can. Although if they do, I pray to God it's Batman Animated Series Joker, because that's the best Joker in my opinion. How's it going, JX? But yeah, so I think if the Joker gets in, I want it to be a Batman Animated Series Joker, personally. The other ones don't work as well. You could do the Injustice Joker, but that's not as... I don't know, that seems weird. It's because Multiverse is more of a kid-friendly, cartoonish look, and the animated series Joker best represents that, in my opinion. Because they got like the Batman animated series skin as an alternative. They have the Harley Quinn animated series skin as an alternative, so they could go that route. So I think the Joker would have to do an animated series skin as well, personally. So yeah. So now we're past Joker. I think it has probably 8.0 out of 10, probably. So they could go that route. I really don't hope they do, but they could. Oh, you're good, JX. No worries, buddy. I just did a Fortnite stream with like John Cena and LeBron, Chun-Li and Ryu, and then I did what was my other stream I did? A Fall Guys one? Yeah, Fall Guys one. So yeah, if you ever want to watch those in your free time, feel free to. You don't have to catch it live if you're not allowed and not able to. But yeah, so yes, that's my 2 cents on the Joker. So next we're going to Blade. Now Blade is a very popular series I did not even know was owned by Warner Bros. The Blade series is a very more adult themed series, but it's still very, very cool, and I can see Blade getting in. He would have some really cool moveset potential. I think that was also used in the parody. I'm not certain, or not the parody, the Space Jam movie as a parody. But I'm not entirely sure. I have to go back and watch it maybe. But I think Blade has a very good chance. Not as good as like the Wicked Witch or probably Neo, but still a good chance. I'd probably say a 7 out of 10 probably. I've been good, GX. How about you? How have you been? How you been doing, buddy? I think Blade's a 7 out of 10. I don't know. I don't think Blade would have his own stage personally. I just don't see it happening. If they could. Any of these characters you see on here could have their own stage. Any of them could. They can. But some of them I just look at them, I'm just like, yeah, I don't think so. Or some of them look like, yeah, they definitely would, you know? That's just my 2 cents on the issue. So yeah. Next up is King Kong. Now, King Kong, when this game was first announced, I was like, as crazy as it sounded, I didn't think King Kong was going to ever be announced in this game, right? But then I saw what they did to Iron Giant, and I'm like, holy shit, they can add King Kong in here. It's crazy, right? It's crazy, but like, I think they can do it. They add the Iron Giant. They could really go the extra mile and say, you know what? Let's put some more giant tank characters. Let's put King Kong in, you know? Streaming any games tonight? Oh, I just streamed Fortnite earlier, so if you want to go watch that, you can. This is just right now I'm just doing a Just Talk video about my choices of characters I think will make into Multiverses. And then a little discussion talk. Right now, I'll Just Talk stream for once. But I just did Fortnite earlier, about like an hour and a half-ish, or maybe an hour. So after I'm done, if you want to watch that video, you can. I don't know if I'll do another video tonight. I will do another one tomorrow, but yeah. So back to the King Kong thing. I think King Kong is very, very likely. I'm gonna have to say, I don't know if I say a 9 like Scooby, but probably an 8.5, you know? I mean, you know what? I mean, I could, you know what? Here's what we'll try and do then. How about I do this then? How about I'll put this, like, I'll do this. Actually, I don't know if this will work. I don't think this will work, because I only can do half and half, I think. Let me see if I can do this. Hold on. Let me try something. Monkey. Let me try something real quick. Nah, I don't think it's gonna work. I'm just gonna keep it as it is. I will have another multiverse video this week. I don't know when, but yeah, I do think King Kong is probably like, I want to say like let's say an 8.0 out of 10 chance of making it. It would definitely be a tank. Oh, I'm sorry. Before I continue with King Kong, if I were to give these characters, I'm looking at classes based on the multiverse game, Powerpuff Girls would definitely be bruisers. Austin Powers would probably be probably a mage. Probably a mage. Neo would probably be a bruiser. Wicked Witch be a mage. Scooby would probably be I think a support, honestly. I don't know why I think Scooby be a support, but either a support or like a maybe no, probably support, yeah. And Blade would be definitely a bruiser. Blade would be a bruiser, and Godzilla would be a tank. So that's just my 2 cents on all of that. Yeah, so let me just kind of move this over here a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Alright, so, next on the list, Grimm from the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Now, I don't know how far they're going to go with Cartoon Network properties. Grimm was also a very popular figure in that era of Cartoon Network with like the Powerpuff Girls and that stuff. I don't know if Grimm was as popular as Powerpuff Girls. I think Powerpuff Girls were a little more popular than Grimm, but Grimm was still a very like iconic character in the Cartoon Network series. Grim would have a very cool moveset with his scythe and his abilities, so he's a lot of power potential. He would probably be an assassin. Grim would probably be an assassin character rank. I They would probably add Grim a stage. They would probably give Grim a stage because of that cool, just Grim Reaper aesthetic to it. So I think it's very likely. I do think I don't know if I think the Powerpuff Girls would get in before. Maybe Grim would get in before them, only because if you're trying to implement 3 characters of the Powerpuff Girls into one character versus adding just Grim, I think it's easier for Grim because, I mean, we've seen Tom and Jerry, 2 characters be 1. We've seen that happen, so they can do it with 2, but I think 3 is kind of pushing the limits a little bit. So Grim, I'd probably put it as a 7. Maybe 6.5, I don't know. Because Grim is popular and iconic. I'm not saying he doesn't have that power, a star power. Who's my main? My main right now is Shaggy with Batman as my secondary and Jake the dog as my pocket. Those are my top 3 characters. I also dabbled Superman and Bugs Bunny a little bit, but that's kind of like my platform, you know. So yeah, so Grim probably 6.5 or 7 out of 10. So yeah. Next on the list, we got Yosemite Sam. Now, Yosemite Sam is one of my favorite Looney Tunes characters. I love this character so much. He's hilarious. He's funny. He's got a unique look to him. He's iconic. So with the Looney Tune characters like Daffy, Marvin, and Yosemite, I'm going to be a little more rewarding too, because I remember there was a tweet, right? There was a tweet from Warner Bros. And it was after they announced Bugs Bunny was in the game. And they said, tell us your top favorite Looney Tune characters and maybe we'll pull them in. They need 2 characters. Now Taz got confirmed, so he's one of them. But I do believe there's one more Looney Tune slot open. There's one more. So that means there's probably going to be a 1 guaranteed slot for Looney Tune characters, right? Now, the reason why Daffy, Yosemite Sam, and Marvin the Martian are on here is because I think they're the most likely to get in. You could say Elmer Fudd, you could say Foghorn Leghorn, you could say Roadrunner or Wile E. Coyote. I was really close to putting Wile E. Coyote on here, but I think these 3 have a little more star power, so they're more likely. That's just my 2 cents. Yosemite Sam is hilarious. I think he has probably probably a 7.5 out of 10, because I don't know if he's gonna get over Marvin or Daffy, but if they don't pick those 2, Yosemite has a very good chance. I'm 7.5 for Yosemite Sam. He has some cool moves with his guns, and he has some cool rage angry moments, maybe rage bubbles or rage steam, hitboxes. So he has a very cool, unique moveset, and I think he would be probably a bruiser. Probably a bruiser, yeah. He'd be a bruiser. And I don't think he would have his own stage. Although, I do think if Marvin got in, he would have a stage. Because we already have 2 Looney Tune characters, and to my knowledge, last time I double-checked, there are no Looney Tune stages in the game. So, I think a Looney Tune stage would be very good. And I think one of the newer Looney Tunes characters will bring it. So that way they can all have it. Next up on the list is Daffy. Daffy, I think, is a well-beloved character. But it's kind of weird because while I do think Daffy is well-beloved, I don't think he has the same star power as Taz or Bugs or stuff like that. I think Daffy is more popular than Yosemite Sam, Rudbro Shaggy. I don't know if he's more popular than Marvin, because Daffy would probably be, I don't think he'd be a bruiser. I think he'd be either a mage or he'd be, not an assassin. Okay, maybe he would be a bruiser. Either a bruiser or a mage. Because, probably bruiser, because he had the Duck Dodgers skin. The superhero skin. That would probably make him a bruiser. You could do a Duck Dodger ship. That'd be a cool stage for Looney Tunes, for Daffy. So I think Daffy is a very good chance. Daffy, I'm going to put at 8.0. I think Daffy has a very good chance of being in the game. The only one that's a Looney Tune that counters him is Marvin. Marvin is you know, when you think of the all-star, like if you were to name 5 characters on Looney Tunes Squad, who are the 5 you think about, right? Let's think about it for a second. Okay, so the 5 you think about are probably is Bugs Bunny, Taz, probably Daffy, Roadrunner, and Wile E. Coyote. Let's say those 5, right? Marvin's not usually in the front lines of that, but I don't think it necessarily has to be, because with I'm trying to think of a character in like in Multiverses that it's like not the number 1 character you think of, but they're in the game, right? Like Velma, for example. I didn't think Velma would be in Multiverses. I thought it'd be Shaggy and Scoob, or Shaggy and Fred, or Scooby and Fred, or whatever. But they added Velma, which is really cool. They made her unique character moveset. So I could see Marvin having a very unique character moveset. He would definitely be a mage. He would not be a bruiser or a... Well, maybe he would be a bruiser. No, I think he'd be a mage. He would not be assassin or support. He'd be a mage with his gun, and, you know, it'd be really cool with the voice lines and stuff like that. Marvin could have like a Mars map or something like that. That'd be kind of cool. I think Marvin has like a 7.8 out of 10. I know it's higher than Yosemite's, but it's not as high as Daffy. I think Daffy will get in as the most likely candidate, but I would not be surprised if Marvin got in before Daffy. So yeah. Next up is Johnny Bravo. I know it's kind of went down and up, but so Johnny Bravo is my, get ready for this, my absolute #1 favorite Warner Bros. Owned property character. I love this character so much with all of my heart. This character is, it's so weird because this character is like, he only had 2 seasons on Cartoon Network, and but he was still like the face of Cartoon Network at that time. He like, there was that commercial, I don't want to pull it up in case of copyright reasons, but like, he was on that commercial with Courage and Ed and Nettie about promoting their brand Nickelodeon, which I thought was the most savage thing a network has ever done their entire life. And Johnny Bravo was like one of the main characters in that. He was such a huge impact at the time. And the show, Johnny Bravo itself, worked so good at that time. Now, do I think it would work good in today's society, in today's time? No, I don't. As much as I hate to say it, I don't. I love this character to death. But that does not mean this character cannot be in Multiverses. I think this character would have a fantastic moveset. The way they could animate him, his karate gear attire. He would definitely be a bruiser. And he's so iconic. Everyone knows who Johnny Bravo is, I feel like. You look at this character and say, oh, that's Johnny Bravo. I know exactly who that is. People sleep on Johnny Bravo because I think he's like just only had 2 seasons. He's not as star powered as like, I don't know, like Fred Flintstone or Yogi Bear or you know, something like that. But I do think it's when it comes to Cartoon Network specific, he is at the top of the list. Not #1, but he's on the top tier list of famous Cartoon Network characters. Obviously, if he was at the top of the list, he'd be already be in there. But we have Tom and Jerry and Looney Tunes and Adventure Time and Steven Universe, which I kind of disagree with, but it's Steven Universe. But yeah, that's kind of like how they run it. So Johnny Bravo, maybe it's just bias, maybe it's just some bias, but I think Johnny Bravo has a 9.5 chance of making it in because Johnny Bravo was so iconic for its time, and we've seen Multiverses go back and say, oh hey, you like Tom and Jerry? Here's Tom and Jerry. You like Looney Tunes? Here's Looney Tunes. You guys like it? I'm trying to think of another example. You know, you guys like older shows. We can do older shows. We can do that. So I think Johnny Bravo has a very good chance. I really hope they do that because Johnny Bravo is the only, like, you know how in Smash Bros. Everybody had that one character quest. Johnny Bravo is my one character request I want. I just want Johnny Bravo. I think he's amazing. I was a huge fan. My family was a fan of Johnny Bravo growing up. It was just great. Okay, and I might actually start watching that again because I love Johnny Bravo. Okay, I could sit here and gush about Johnny Bravo for hours, but we're not gonna do it. We're gonna keep the ball rolling because we still got a good amount of characters to go. So next up on the list is Fred Flintstone. Now Fred Flintstone is, I think it is a Warner Bros. Property, but it wasn't Cartoon Network. It was Hanna-Barbera, I think it was. That was like the Yogi Bear, the Jetsons kind of era, you know. Fred Flintstone is very, very iconic. I think a lot of people know who Fred Flintstone is. I think Fred Flintstone has another very good chance of making the game. He can do little like running animations, kind of like Velma does, but he can take like the car or whatever, or use a dinosaur, or get Bam Bam to smack on somebody. Fred Flintstone, like Johnny Bravo, would also be a bruiser as well. I don't think there's any debate there in that discussion. So Fred Flintstone, personally, I would probably give, I would say about like a 9 out of 10, probably. Yeah, 9 out of 10. That's still a really good rating. I'd be shocked if they didn't put Fred Flintstone in, because he's like one of those era characters that a lot, I know maybe not kids nowadays, but a lot of people growing up are going to say, oh, I know Fred Flintstone. That's cool. They added Fred Flintstone in the game. That's pretty cool. You know, that's really neat. So everybody gets that era, right? And I think Fred Flintstone has a very good chance. Maybe I might move Neo up the list, because Neo, I think, well, no, I think Fred Flintstone's more iconic than Neo. So yeah, I think Fred Flintstone's a 9 out of 10. That's my opinion on Fred Flintstone. Not much else to say. It's a very classic show. Very old time. I don't know what, was it come out in the 80s? I think it was, or 70s? I don't know when it came out. But it was a very good show. Okay. And last on this side of the thing, but not least, we have Ben 10. Now, Ben 10 is one of those shows where it was kind of like Cartoon Network had like the Johnny Bravo, Powerpuff Girls, Ed, and Eddie era, and then after that era, they had like the Ben 10. I think it was like Total Drama Island. They had like the other stuff like that era, and Ben 10 was, you know, Ben 10 was one of those shows where I didn't think it would pop off as well as it did, and it did amazing. Ben 10 has amazing character potential in this game. He can just do the Omnitrix and swap to any hero he wants and fight with different movesets. The potential for this character is huge in Multiverses. I think Ben 10 would probably be either a bruiser or he'd be a mage. I don't think he'd be a assassin or support. I don't think he'd be a tank either, but Ben 10 has so much potential here with all the aliens he can turn into. But it's just one of those things where is Warner Bros. Going to allow that? They're going to approve that for Multiverses to go in. As while Ben 10 is a fantastic character in the show, does the star power match up with Looney Tunes and like Adventure Time and like Tom and Jerry? Not in my opinion. Maybe it's some other people's opinion, yeah, but not in my opinion personally. So I'd give Ben 10 probably an 8.3 out of 10. I think he has a very good chance. Or maybe I'll get, okay, so Neo gets 8.5, we'll say Neo, and Ben 10 gets like 8.3. Wicked Witch probably gets boosted up to 8 too, now I think about it. But Ben 10, I think it's a very, very, very good chance. If Warner Bros. Thinks that it deserves it and wants to say, okay, you can go with it, rock with it, keep the ball moving, let's go, here's your character, enjoy. Because the potential for this character is, I don't want to say it's the best out of all the ones I just mentioned, but it's high on that list. It's very, very high. You could do so many things with this character. You could turn into, I can't even remember the aliens he went into. Ghost Freak was one he could turn into. He could turn into, Humongosaurus, I think it was. Spider Monkey, if you want to take him Alien Force. I don't think they're going to take him Alien Force. I think they would just keep it in the regular Ben 10 universe. So, like, they do the Crystal guy. I forget his name. They would do like the flame guy, the forearms. They would do a lot. There's a lot of potential for Ben 10. So I think Ben 10 would be great. Another Cartoon Network show I want to mention that's not on this banner poster is Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. I love Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. I think it's a great show, great writing. I just don't think it has that star power to make it into Multiverses. I like Blue Beauregard, Kazoo, whatever his name is. I forget his name, but I like Blue. I think he's the show. And Blue would be a cool character, but I think he's lacking that moveset potential. Now, I don't want hardcore Foster's fans coming after me and saying that that's not true, because maybe he does. That's fine. But the problem is that he doesn't have that star power as... Now, when I say that, I'm not saying he's not popular. He is popular. The show is popular. But if you're comparing it to Adventure Time and Steven Universe, it's not going to match up. Look, I don't like Steven Universe, right? I don't. I'm sorry. Sorry, Steven Universe fans. I don't. But I can acknowledge Steven Universe's popularity among fans. So It's not biased if I'm saying I don't think Fosters can make it. It's just I'm trying to acknowledge that while it was a popular show, it's not going to have that star power as Steven Universe or Adventure Time, personally. That also applies to Coding Kids Next Door, which sucks because I do like Coding Kids Next Door, but I don't think it as popular. Because unless you do number uno, I don't think you're going to have a character that can utilize a moveset well enough, personally, in my opinion. Well enough, in my opinion. Unless you want to do like, what's the dad's name? With the Delightful Children, I don't know. But the reason why I have Grimm here and not Codename is because Grimm is iconic character, and he has a good moveset potential with the sight, and he can really just make things unique. So that's why I put Grimm on here instead of Codename. So that's just my 2 cents on that issue. So that's pretty much, you know, and that kind of applies to other cartoon shows. Same as like Johnny Test or Chowder or stuff like that. They're cool characters. I don't think they have the star power to make it in, though. They can be cool characters and be good and just not make it in. That's just my personal opinion, right? Okay. Next up, we're starting on the left side, and we're going with the Flash. Now, the Flash, I'm going to say it's a 9.7 out of 10. And here's why. Because the Flash is one of DC's most iconic characters. Yes, you already have Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman, but the Flash is still a very, very iconic character. It has a lot of potential. He has a great moveset. He'd probably be a bruiser as well, but that's okay. The Flash is such a beloved character that I don't see anyone else in DC getting this spot over him, except maybe the Joker, but I still think Flash will beat him in that regard. I would say Green Lantern, but I think Flash is still more popular compared to Green Lantern. I don't think it's going to be Cyborg. I don't think it's going to be Shazam. I don't think it's going to be like any of the Aquaman or any one of those characters. I think Flash would be the next hero pick, in my opinion. Now they could go with the Teen Titans character. They could go that route. I don't think it's going to be Cyborg. It would be like Raven or Beast Boy, maybe. Those two have a good chance of making it in. But I still think the Flash has priority, in my opinion. I'm not saying Raven Beast Boy can't make it, because if they make it with the Flash, you know, I'm not going to say, oh, well, yeah, blah, blah, blah. No, they can make it. But if I'm a betting man, right, my guess is they're going to go with the Flash. The Flash is just such great moveset potential that it's just going to be very, very good to have in the game. So I'm going to give the Flash a 9.4. 9.4 out of 10. 9.4. Or did I say 9.9? Or 9.7? I don't know. It's a 9 rating, okay? It's very high. That's what I'm trying to say. The Flash is a very, very popular character, so I think that's going to happen. Next up on the list is Yogi Bear. So with Yogi Bear, he's in the Hanna-Barbera phase. Like I told you, it's like with the Fred Flintstone and, you know, that era. Yogi Bear is a very popular character for that time. While I do think one of these characters from the Hanna-Barbera phase can make it, I think it's still going to be Fred Flintstone. I don't think it can be Yogi Bear. Not saying it can't. I wouldn't be surprised. But Yogi is not as well recognized anymore. And that's not to say he wasn't popular, because he was at that time. He was very popular. He had his own movie, for crying out loud. Well, so did Fred Flintstone. I think he had like 2 of them, actually. But like, it's still, I don't want to say it's too far gone, because Fred Flintstone can make it. So I think Yogi could make it. But I'm going to give Yogi like a 6 out of 10. Probably actually give him a 5.8, actually. 5.8 to 6-ish range. Yogi would probably be either a mage or a bruiser. Probably a mage, because he's like steal picnic baskets and throw them at you or something like that. So there is a little bit you can do with Yogi. I think Fred's gonna make it in over any of these, either Yogi or Fred. But Yogi can still make it. So, but I'm not saying it's not. I wouldn't put my chips on it, is what I'm saying. But that's my 2 cents on that. For Yogi Bear, personally, if he did get it, I don't know if Boo Boo would go with him. I don't think so. I think Yogi would have like a Yellowstone Park stage and have Boo Boo in the background or something like that. Like the Park Ranger probably too. So they could probably do that. Next up is George Jetson from the Jetsons. I think I just saw something today that like George Jetson's birthday, or when that timeline exists, would have been like today or yesterday, which is kind of crazy to think about because that show was made a long time ago. So with George Jetson, he's also, hey Chris, how you doing? With George Jetson, he's also kind of he's from the Hanna-Barbera phase, like Yogi Bear and Fred Flintstone, and I think he's probably the least likely out of these three. Not saying he doesn't have star power, because he was like the top Mount Rushmore of the Hanna-Barbera phase. His family probably like a stage or like his house, or I don't even know. But I don't think George Jetson's gonna make it. I don't, because if Fred Flintstone makes it, I think Yogi Bear would be next, and then it would be George Jetson. So George, I'm gonna give like a 4 out of 10. I don't think George is gonna make it. And it's no disrespect to George or anything like that. I just think that Yogi and Fred both have better chances than George. So that's just my 2 cents on that issue. So yeah. Okay, next up is Beetlejuice. Now, Beetlejuice is an interesting thing to talk about, because again, like some of these characters I said before, like Austin Powers, I didn't realize that Warner Bros. Owned Beetlejuice. Now with Beetlejuice, I think it's interesting because it's a very iconic character. That it kind of depends on how Warner Bros. Thinks of it, or if they want to go that route. I think he'd be a great character in Multiverses. I don't know what class he would be. I think it'd be mage. Probably mage. Yeah, probably mage. I don't think it'd be a bruiser. I don't think it'd be assassin. I think it'd be mage. I had to watch Beetlejuice because it's been a long time since I've seen Beetlejuice. So I can't remember exactly what his powers are, what his abilities. But I think, what is Multiverses? Multiverses is basically a Smash Bros. Not a clone, but it's a Smash Bros. Style type of game that has Warner Bros. Characters. So right now the roster has like Bugs Bunny, Taz, Tom and Jerry, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Harley Quinn. It has Steven Universe characters. It has Adventure Time characters. It has Shaggy and Velma from Scooby-Doo. It has LeBron James from Space Jam. It's gonna have Rick and Morty soon. It has a custom character named Rhine Dog or whatever. It has is that all the characters? Am I missing somebody? No, I think that's it. Yeah, it's a lot of Warner Bros. On properties character. It's like Warner Bros. Had their own Smash Bros. Game, which is still very, very fun. It is a free-to-play game on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, and PC. It is rollback netcode and cross-platform, which is amazing. The game runs very well for the most part, and it's a very fun game to play. You can do 2v2s, 1v1s, or free-for-alls, and it's a great game. I've been playing this game a lot. You can actually, Chris, if you're ever interested and get bored one day, I have done a couple multiverse streams on my channels, either on Twitch or on YouTube, that you can more than welcome to check out, because it's a very, very fun game. So that's just my 2 cents on that, on my take on Multiverses. But yeah, back to Beetlejuice. So if I were to rate Beetlejuice, I would give him, it's hard, because if I was in Warner Bros. Shoes, I'm like, put Beetlejuice in. I want to see what people think about it. It's a crazy character. It's a whack character that could work. But from a studio perspective, if I'm trying to make money, I don't know if Beetlejuice is the top of my list. I would give Beetlejuice like a 6.4 out of 10. Because they could go that route. I don't know if they will. But it'd be pretty damn cool if they did. Right? Next up on the list is Harry Potter. Harry Potter, I've never been a fan of personally. I watched the first movie, I kind of got bored by it. I wasn't really thrilled about it. That's just my personal experience from Harry Potter. Harry Potter is a very iconic Warner Bros. Property. I think Harry Potter, well, he'd definitely be a mage class. I think it's almost guaranteed at that point. I think I would give him like a 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10. I think he's very, very likely. I think we're going to get a Harry Potter representation of some sort in this game. And I think Harry's going to be the pick. I would say that's a very, very safe bet to put Harry Potter in the game. I would definitely see it happening. But my feelings about Harry Potter, I think they would put him in. And like I said, technically there's already a lot of characters in, and if you buy the Ultimate Edition with 30 tickets, 15 of those characters are already in the roster, minus LeBron, James, freaking Morey, it's 3 more, so you only have 12 characters left for tickets that you could use to purchase. So that means 12 characters at least are going to make it to the game. So at the end of the reviews for all these characters, I'm going to look at every one of these characters. I'm going to say, you're going to be in, you're going to be in, you're going to be in, and with the tickets left. So 12 of these characters I could say will make it in, you know, whereas others won't. So Harry Potter is going to be one of those characters I think it's definitely going to make it. Regardless of my personal opinion or experience, Harry Potter is an undeniably popular franchise in Warner Bros. And I think it's going to make it, definitely. So next up, I think that's Mad Max from Mad Max Fury Road. Mad Max is another series that was parodied off in that Space Jam movie, Space Jam 2. Mad Max is very popular. I don't have much experience with Mad Max, so I can't really give my personal opinion on Mad Max. If it really could be a moveset or what it would be, I can't tell you. What I can tell you, I think it's very popular. I think Mad Max has probably like a... It's not as popular as Harry Potter, or okay, I should say it's not as popular, but I don't think it's as likely to make it in the game as Harry Potter is. So with Mad Max, I'd probably put like a 7 out of 10. It's still a very good chance. How they would do it, how they would implement it, how they would go about it, I have no clue. Because my Mad Max knowledge is very bare bones minimum. So I can't give you any insight onto that. But that's just my personal opinion on that, per se, right? So yeah. I can't really say much about Mad Max, so we'll just keep moving on. Next up is Courage the Cowardly Dog. Now, I love Courage the Cowardly Dog. So, when I grew up as a child, right, I watched Cartoon Network and I watched Nickelodeon. Now, what I always... There was two... When I watched Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon, I had my own little review of each network. Nickelodeon was the show that had like a couple good shows, but they were really, really good shows. Like SpongeBob first came out, because SpongeBob came out in 1999. I was like born 98, so I started watching SpongeBob and I loved it. I thought it was amazing and hilarious. I think of beauty at those times. First 3 seasons of SpongeBob were amazing, right? And then I had like Danny Phantom and Jimmy Neutron and Fairly Odd Parents, My Love Teenage Robot, Invader Zim, just to name a few of them. Avatar, and all these shows were really, really, really good. They were great. They were great shows. At that time. Now, Cartoon Network at the time had, I think it was Powerpuff Girls, Johnny Bravo, Ed and Eddie, Courage, and maybe a couple others. Now, I was like, you already said my opinion about Johnny Bravo, obviously. But Cartoon Network, in my opinion, as I got older, if I wanted to watch like an amazing show like SpongeBob or Avatar, I would watch Nick. If I wanted to see a bunch of different, very good, consistently good shows, I watched Cartoon Network, because while Nick had the bangers, like the amazing shows like SpongeBob and Avatar, Cartoon Network had the consistently good shows all around. There were very few shows I saw on Cartoon Network where I'm like, I don't want to watch this. This is bad. Very few. Flapjack was one of them, and a couple other ones, but Cartoon Network had banger after bang. Okay, not bangers, but it had like good hit after good hit after good hit. Okay, you want to Codename Kids Next Door? Okay, here's Chowder. You don't want to see Chowder? Okay, here's Adventure Time. You want to see Adventure Time? Okay, here's Johnny Bravo. Well, earlier in the era. You don't want to see Johnny Bravo? Here's Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. You don't want to see Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy? Here's Courage. You don't want to see Courage? Here's Powerpuff Girls. You want to see Powerpuff Girls? Here's Ed and Eddie. It had so many good shows that I never got bored. Because Nickelodeon was always hit and miss. Either SpongeBob would be on, or Avatar, which I loved, or there'd be some show I didn't care about. And I'd be like, eh. I mean, I did have shows like Drake and Josh and Ned's Classified I liked, but most of the shows on Nick, I was like, if it's not the previous shows I mentioned, I didn't want to watch it. So it's the only episodes of the shows that really stuck around, for a while, was Fairly Odd Parents, SpongeBob, and Avatar. The other one, Danny Phantom only had 3 seasons. My Love Teenage Robot only had 3 seasons. Jimmy Neutron only had 3 seasons. So they didn't really stick around very long. So yeah. So back to Courage, right? So Courage is a very iconic character. He's in that Johnny Bravo phase I told you about earlier. Very, very popular, beloved character. Trying to save Muriel from all these extraterrestrial. I don't even know what it is, but it's just random weird shit happening in the middle of nowhere. Courage is again a beloved character, and I think Courage is a very good chance. Now, do I think he's gonna have a good chance as like Scooby Doo or Johnny Bravo? Well, maybe Johnny Bravo, but Scooby probably not. Scooby's probably gonna go in before Courage, but I think Courage can still make it. I would love the detail they put with Courage. I don't think Courage would be a bruiser. I think he'd be like a mage or a support or something like that. I don't think he'd be a bruiser. Courage, I'd probably say like a 7 out of 10. Probably 7 out of 10. I think that's fair. He has some cool, funny like animations, like being scared and stuff. Or like if he gets ringed out, you hear him scream, like kind of like how Tom screams when you ring him out in Tom and Jerry. I think that'd be a very cool concept, in my opinion. So that's just my 2 cents on that. But yeah, so that's a cool concept I like a lot. So yeah, so Courage could be a very cool character, and I would like to see Courage in this game. Next up on the list is regular show Mordecai and Rigby. Now, this is actually a little fun fact because I was going to rank regular show a little bit lower, but I just saw a tweet or a post from one of the creator of Multiverses, and he said, and I quote, this is quotations. Well, not exactly quotation. It's I'm paraphrasing what he's saying, but basically, he said, "I'm gonna try really, really hard to get Mordecai and Rigby in Multiverses." Now, because he said a regular show is his favorite show, period. So, with that being said, I'm gonna give regular show Mordecai and Rigby a 9 out of 10. I think they're gonna make it because if this director if he is determined to get them in, he will get them in. I think he will. They have a lot of potential. Regular show has had this, 8 seasons of just random shit going on, all this crazy stuff. So I don't think making a moveset would be hard. I think Mordecai Rigby would be a bruiser if they're a team like Tom and Jerry, which I think they would be. They'd probably be a bruiser. They have like Death Punch stuff. They'd be a bruiser. I love regular show. I like Mordecai and Rigby. I think they'd be great additions to the show, or not the show, the game. I would love to see them in there because that's kind of like that. That's that trifecta of amazing shows from like not modern Cartoon Network, but like relatively recent Cartoon Network, because you have like the 2010s. So the 2010s are like Adventure Time, Gumball, Regular Show, Steven Universe. Those are like the big four. That's the Mount Rushmore of 2010 Cartoon Network. Okay, that's the big four. I don't know if we'll ever see Gumball in. I don't think we will. If I put Gumball in, it's likely. I mean, it could happen. I don't think it's going to, though. I don't think he's got that star power. He's very good. Gumball's a great show, but it's not on regular show level. It's not on Adventure Time level, and it's not on Steven Universe. I'm sorry. And I like Gumball. I like Gumball more than Steven Universe, so that's saying something for my part. But I think regular show has a very, very good chance, especially after that post from the director. So that's a 9 out of 10 for me for regular show. Woo! Boy. All right. Next up on the list is Gandalf from Lord of the Rings. Gandalf is kind of like Mad Max in the sense where I don't know a lot about Lord of the Rings, but I do know Gandalf is a significantly popular character from Warner Bros. They would do some Lord of the Rings character. I think Gandalf would be the pick. I would give Gandalf a 9.3 out of 10. Because Gandalf, I can't see them not doing it. Gandalf would definitely be a mage. That's without question, in my opinion. As far as stages go, I know I kind of slept on that a little bit. I don't think any of these characters except maybe Courage or Regular Show would have a stage. Maybe Harry Potter would, actually. Harry Potter would have a stage. Mad Max could have a stage. Beetlejuice, I don't think so. And the other ones, probably not. So, yeah, that's just a little catch-up on that. Ben 10 would probably not have a stage. I don't think so. And Fred could have a stage, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, back to Gandalf. I think Gandalf is a 9 point something now. 3 out of 10. It's very, very likely character. It's one of the faces of Warner Bros. I think it's very, very good choice. Moving on to Scorpion. Now, Scorpion's an interesting case because Mortal Kombat is undoubtedly one of the most popular. It's not, so NetherRealm Studios owns Mortal Kombat, but they also, NetherRealm's owned by Warner Bros. To my knowledge, right? So NetherRealm and Scorpion and Mortal Kombat, they have a good chance, but Mortal Kombat's a very, very gory game, and I don't know if it could fit its way into a cartoonish game like this. It's one thing to get like Sub-Zero or Raiden into Injustice 2, but Scorpion or somebody like Scorpion, like Sub-Zero or Raiden in Multiverses, a cartoon show, it's pretty hard. I'm not saying they can't do it because It could, and it would be game breaking. They're definitely iconic enough to make that work. But the question is, will they? So I'm gonna give it Scorpion and like the Mortal Kombat top 3 rating Sub-Zero Scorpion. A 6 out of 10. A 6 out of 10, right? It has a chance. It's iconic enough. The moveset would be good enough. It'd probably be a bruiser. It has a very good chance. It's potential, right? There's potential to that. But whether or not Warner Bros. Wants to go with the decision is totally up to them. I don't think they're gonna go through with it, but that's just my 2 cents. Next up on the list is Godzilla. Now, Godzilla, like King Kong, probably a 9 out of 10. I'm just gonna say off the bat. Like I said, I did not think that they would go with giant characters, but here you see the Iron Dam Giant walking around. Hi, walking around over here. So seeing King Kong Godzilla at this point is not unreasonable. Obviously, Godzilla would be a tank character. He could have the cool blast coming out of its mouth. You could have that. You could probably have armor on him. What is this music I'm listening to? Okay. Anyway, so Godzilla would be a tank, and he would basically have like cool armor ability, super armor, like Superman has in the game right now. Fun little stuff like that. I think Godzilla is like a 9 point something out of 10, whatever. He's very likely. I'm pretty sure we'll see Godzilla in the game with King Kong. And here's what I'm thinking too, right? If you're gonna put King Kong in there, you're gonna put Godzilla in there. If you're gonna put Godzilla in there, you're gonna put King Kong in there. That's how I see it, right? So basically, let me find some other copyright music. Hold on, or not copyright, creative content music. Give me 1 sec. Okay. I thought I just listened to that. Alright, anyway. So back to what I was saying. So Godzilla has a very good chance. I think, like I said, we see Godzilla makes it into the game. King Kong's going to make it into the game. If we see King Kong making the game, Godzilla's going to make it. Because they only have 2 tanks right now. They're going to want to add more tanks. So Godzilla and King Kong would be great tanks. And that's the thing, too. Right now, the game's a little bruiser heavy, which makes sense because there's a lot of characters who can be like bruisers. So maybe that means they'll add characters like Ben 10 as a mage, if they could. Harry Potter will definitely be added as a mage, which they'll definitely do. Gandalf will be added as a mage, which they'll probably add more mage characters. They'll probably do more support characters too. I don't know who would be the best choices for that personally. Assassins, which I will get to right next character. Actually, let's just get right to the next character. Samurai Jack. It's kind of on that Ben 10 level of popularity. It's a very popular character. People love him. He got a reboot. He's a great character. I think he's like... Actually, okay, it's kind of hard for me because Samurai Jack is a very, very popular character, with very iconic, but I don't see him in the same light as Giant Bravo. I think he's still kind of like Giant Bravo's like right here, and Samurai Jack's like right here. He's like right below him, right there. Samurai Jack, I'm going to give a 7 out of 10. I think he has a good chance. I don't know about a great chance. He would clearly be an assassin class, which could put him in a higher chance of getting in because they want more assassin characters to say, hey, there's Samurai Jack. He'd be a great character because people love Samurai Jack. It got its own reboot that was actually successful, I might add, because the Powerpuff Girls reboot was not successful, in my opinion. Or like the Teen Titans one that wasn't very popular either. So Samurai Jack's reboot was actually really... I don't know if it's a reboot or a sequel or what. I don't know what it is, but all I know is it's good. It's very, very good. Samurai Jack is a beloved character. I would like to see Samurai Jack in the game. I think he'd be a beloved character. People love him. Maybe I'll put 7.5. I'll put 7.5. I'll boop it up a little bit because they could use some assassin classes, which I think would be very helpful to the game. And Samurai Jack is a great sword user. I think he'd be so good. I think it'd be so much fun, personally. You could have a stage for a Samurai Jack. I don't know if Godzilla or King Kong would have their own stage. I don't think they would. Like I said, regular show and Courage probably would. The Mortal Kombat characters would probably have their own stage. Gandalf would probably have his own stages as well. Let me put it different. Hold on. Okay. So yeah, so I think Samurai Jack would have his own stage. It would be very cool. I think I want to see Samurai Jack a lot. I really, really do. So yeah. All right. Next up is The Mask. Now, I've seen The Mask movie. I think it's hilarious. I think Jim Carrey nails it right out of the park. I love The Mask very much. Son of the Mask, we'll never talk about, and I refuse to talk about it. You're not gonna make me talk about it. I'm not talking about it. I said I'm not gonna talk. Stop making me talk. I'm not gonna talk about it. It's bad, okay? It's bad. It's very, very bad. One of the worst sequels I've ever seen in my entire life. The Mask comic book series is way more gory. We're talking like Mortal Kombat, if not more Mortal Kombat levels of gory. So, if they were gonna do The Mask in Multiverses, it'd probably be a more watered down, clean version, like the movie, probably. The Mask would probably be. I don't know what the Mask would be. He'd be a mage, or he would be a bruiser. I think he could be a bruiser. I think. Yeah, I think he'd be a bruiser. The Mask has infinite possibilities. So moveset potential wise, it has a lot of chances of like cool things you can do. You could have him do like he does in the movie, where he takes a balloon and makes it do a Tommy gun. You know, he can do something like cool like that. You can have cool, funny cartoon sound effects, which work great in Multiverses. You can make jokes and crack stuff, and make funny jokes and stuff. So I think the Mask would be a very good character. Now, the Mask, like Beetlejuice, is one of those things where does Warner Bros. Want to go that route and take that wacky risk of adding those characters in? They could, they might, I don't know. So if I had to rate the Mask and give the Mask a chance, I would say probably a 5 or 6. I want the Mask. I want the Mask to get in, but I don't know if they're gonna go that route. I don't think the Mask is the top of their list. I think it should be at least on the higher end of the list. I think he deserves to be in. That's just my 2 cents on that issue. That's my thoughts. And finally on this list here, we have Ed, and Eddie. Now, like the Powerpuff Girls, I think Ed and Eddie would be a 3-man character set. I don't think they'd be separate characters at all. They'd have to utilize them as a team. Ed and Eddie is one of the. So like in that Johnny Bravo era I was talking about, if we were to make a Mount Rushmore for that era of Cartoon Network shows, it'd be Johnny Bravo, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Ed and Eddie, and I have to think of a 4th one. Maybe the Powerpuff Girls. I don't know. But that was like the Mount Rushmore. Maybe Samurai Jack. I don't even know when Samurai Jack first came out. But the top 3 is probably Johnny Bravo, Ed and Eddie, and Courage, right? So Ed and Eddie, I think, in my opinion, have the same amount of star power as Courage. They could make it in. It's just one of those things where if the developers from Multiverse want to put the effort in working 3 characters into 1 unit, or swapping them out, where you could play Ed and then swap to Double D and then swap to Eddie if you wanted to go that route. So they could do these characters. I don't know if it would work. I think it'd be fun. People love Ed and Eddie, so I think they'd be a well-received character. And they would probably be bruised. They would be bruisers. They would definitely be bruisers. I don't think they would have their own stage. I don't think the Mask would have his own stage either. That's just not every character that joins has to have their own stage. But they would definitely be bruisers. And that's just my 2 cents on that. Ed and Eddie, I'm going to give a 7.1 out of 10. Maybe 6.9. 6.9 only because while they are popular and I do like them a lot, having 3 characters into 1 artist is very, very hard. So I don't know if they could go that route and do that, but they could. I think it'd be worth it, rewarding. So that's just my 2 cents on that as well. Ed would probably be like a heavier character and like be able to like do grabs and throws. Maybe Eddie could throw stuff and like jawbreakers or whatever, and Double D would be like the smarter one with like techno stuff. Maybe they could have 3 characters. Maybe Ed could be like a bruiser, Eddie could be like maybe a bruiser too, and Double D would be like a mage or a support or something like that. So yeah, so that's my 2 cents on Ed and Eddie. Now, for the final part of the stream, I'm going to take the 12 character tokens we have left, and I'm going to pick out characters whether I think they're going to work as a group, as a single character, as whatever, and use these tokens, right? So we have 12 tokens to start off with. Right off the bat, I'm looking at Giant Bravo and I'm saying, you're in. Because I explained my reasons for why Johnny Bravo should probably make it in. So that's one ticket token down. We're down to 11. I'm going to say Scooby-Doo is probably going to make it in there. So that's 10, right? So it's just 10 tokens. Right now we have Johnny Bravo and Scooby and Multiverse, right? Next up is Gandalf. They're not going to say no Lord of the Rings representation. We already got, if we got Game of Thrones representation, we're going to get Lord of the Rings, okay? I'm sorry. Whether you like it or not, we're going to get it. So Gandalf's going to be in. That's 3. We're down to 9, okay? I see Harry Potter, another beloved series from Warner Bros. That's going to be a mage class. They need more mage classes. They only have, what, 2? Bugs and... What's the other one? Bugs and... Not Velvet support. I don't remember. But it's Bugs and somebody else. So they play Harry Potter in. So right now we have Johnny Bravo, Scooby, Gandalf, and Harry Potter. That is down to 8 character tokens. Tickets. Next I'd probably put up is the Flash. The Flash is gonna get a DC representation. I think it's fair. I don't think they're gonna stop any more DC representation. DC representation is huge. The DC brand is so big. It's arguably Warner Bros.' biggest property. So they're definitely gonna have more representation. The Flash is gonna make it. We're down to 7 tokens right now. Godzilla is definitely going to make it in, and King Kong as well, because of their popularity, their ability to be 10 characters, which we need more of, and the fact that they can join the Iron Giant in that ginormous factor size. So that's 2 down. We're down to 5 character tickets already. Regular show is probably going to be next. I'm going to say Mordecai and Rigby. I might put 2 on it, because they might be separate. I think they're going to be together, though. So I'm going to put it as, I'll count it as 1 for now. So we're down to 4. I'm going to count it as 1. Next up on the list is going to be probably either Marvin or Daffy. You can probably swap them out in intervals, but that will count as 1 because we are probably going to be guaranteed 1 more Looney Tunes character at least. So we're taking that down to 3. So now we have, so we're at 12, right? Johnny Bravo makes 11, Scooby makes 10, Flash makes 9, Gandalf makes 8, Harry makes 7, Godzilla makes 6, King Kong makes 5, and Mordecai makes 4. So we're down to 4 tickets right now. Like I said, so Daffy or Marvin, one of those characters. I don't think both of them make it. I think one of them will. So that takes us down to 3 tickets. We're down to 3 tickets left, okay? And I'm looking at this list right here, and I'm going to say... This is kind of hard. I'm going to say probably Neo from The Matrix is going to make it in. I think Matrix is a very popular series. I think Neo has a good chance. So we're down to 2 left, all right? So we're down to 2 tickets left. I'm going to have to go with... This one's kind of hard. So... That's actually kind of hard. I'm going to say, okay. Now, just because I'm saying there's 15 tokens does not mean they're going to stop at 15. They might add more, right? I think Fred Flintstone and the Wicked Witch are going to be added. I think those will be the final 2. Samurai Jack is right there. He's like at the very end of that list. He's this close. I was thinking about swapping out Fred or the Wicked Witch for Samurai Jack, but they want that coverage, right? So, I think Samurai Jack could make it in, very likely. But I don't know if he doesn't have the Wicked Witch levels of popularity or Fred Flintstone levels. But he could make it. So if I had to count like next like 3 to 5 characters, I think they would go after those 15. Samurai Jack would be number 1. Ben 10 would probably be number 2. Courage would probably be 3. Blade be 4. And probably maybe a Mortal Kombat rep. No, I don't know. Mortal Kombat is kind of iffy because I don't know, for example, if it's definite or what. But it'd be Mortal Kombat or maybe like Blade. Blade could make it, but I don't know. I think it would just be like Samurai Jack, Ben 10, Courage. Those are the ones I think that could definitely make it after the 15, right? But like I said, the 15 I said, 1, Johnny Bravo, 2, Scooby, 3, Flash, 4, Gandalf, 5, Harry Potter, 6, Godzilla, 7, King Kong, 8, Marvin or Daffy, 9, The Wicked Witch, 10, Fred Flintstone. What else did I say? I said 12, right? Hold on, I'm gonna start one more time. Johnny Bravo 1, Scooby-Doo 2, Marvin or Daffy 3, Fred Flintstone 4, King Kong 5, Wicked Witch 6, Neo's probably gonna be 7, Flash is gonna be 8, Gandalf's gonna be 9, Harry's gonna be 10, Godzilla's gonna be 11, and regular show Mortal Kombat will be 12. Those are my 12 choices. I think, not that I prefer it, but that's the ones I think that will make it. Okay, in my personal opinion. Now, if I had to pick 12 that I want in the game, it'd be Johnny Bravo, Austin Powers, Marvin the Martian, Ben 10, Fred Flintstone, the Powerpuff Girls, Scorpion, Flash, Samurai Jack, regular show, Courage, and Ed, Edd n Eddy. I'm more of a Cartoon Network kind of guy, so I could live without Godzilla or King Kong, even though I think they're badass and I'm more than happy to accept them. I'm more of a Cartoon Network guy at heart, so I think that'd be more fun to have that. Because Nick All-Star Brawl has their own thing, but again, you want to get more different variety. That's why you have Game of Thrones in there, So I'm not against that at all. So yeah, guys, that's just my predictions and thoughts on who should be next in Multiverses. I hope you guys enjoyed this little talk stream. I thought I'd mix up a little bit. If you guys like this talk stream, you want to see more stuff like this, let me know. I'm more than happy to. I had fun talking about it. I think it was really fun, and we got to talk about a lot of different characters. I will have more Multiverses for you guys this week. This week I got planned Mario Monday, probably tomorrow, either Smash Bros. Or Mario, or something's going to be probably Mario tomorrow, or Multiverse. I don't know. We're going to have Multiverse this week. We're going to have Pokemon this week. We're going to have WWE this week. We're probably going to have maybe some Fall Guys, probably. We're going to have some Mario Kart Thursday. Because that's when the new DLC comes out. So we're going to have Waluigi Pinball, Mushroom Gorge, Calamari Desert, all those fun tracks, and more. Thank you guys all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next stream. As always, stay positive, and thank you for watching. See you guys tomorrow.